friends, it's Megan. Welcome back to my channel, and today is day 18 of Vlogmas, and I cannot believe it is already less than a week from Christmas. So we are 6 days from the last day of Vlogmas, and I've really enjoyed this journey and making these videos for you all and posting them every single day, and I'm definitely going to be trying to keep up with videos in the new year. I know I slacked off a little bit in the past 2 months or so, so I do plan to revamp my energy and motivation to film again, and I think that this Vlogmas kind of challenge has helped, and it's just been such a great journey. But today is a video I've been meaning to do for quite some time, and that is a review of Crown of Feathers. I read this book back in like August or September, I believe, for the very first time, and then I reread it again last month as an audiobook. This is one of my favorite books of the year, and it's definitely in the top 15. I'm not going to say specifically which number because I want to keep that as a prize for my top 15 books of 2019 video, but I really enjoyed this book, specifically the phoenixes and the main character Veronica, but we will get into that during the review. But this is just an incredible book. It was the Owlcrate Book of the Month for the February 2019 box, which I believe was like Mythical Beasts or Whimsical Beasts or something along those lines, and that was the very first box that I opened and the very first video I ever filmed for this channel. Was my first Owlcrate unboxing. Even though I posted my new booktuber tag first, I actually filmed the Owlcrate unboxing first to kind of get used to being on video, and at least with the Owlcrate I had something that I knew for sure I could talk about, whereas the new booktuber tag I was a little nervous still. Regardless, back to Crown of Feathers. It was the Owlcrate Book of the Month, and I waited a while to read it, but when I read it, it did not disappoint. So this book tells the story of a war between two sisters. Avalkyra is a phoenix rider and an animage. An animage is someone who has the ability to connect with animals in a way that others don't. They actually have the ability to create a bond unlike any other with phoenixes specifically, and that allows them to be phoenix riders. Now, Avalkyra's sister Feronia did not have this ability, and the two kind of got into a squabble, and that small squabble turned into a war. 16 years later, this country or this kingdom is in complete disarray. They have a very manifested fear of phoenix riders and animages and anything to do with that kind of magic, and so therefore phoenixes were just completely depleted as a population, as were phoenix riders. Phoenix riders have gone into hiding, phoenixes are lost, there's no more eggs. So this specifically tells the story of 3 different characters from 3 different points of view. I'm going to start with Veronica because she seems to be the main character, or the one that gets the most spotlight in this book from the points of view. Veronica is the sister of Val. These two sisters are on their own, and Val is kind of a guardian figure to Veronica. Now, Veronica, all she wants to do is be a phoenix rider. Both her and Val are animages, but they have kind of different techniques on how they handle that. They're also both shadow mages. Shadow mages have the ability to read minds and like get into people's minds or animals' minds, specifically because they're shadow mages and animages. That's why they can get into animals' minds. But they both have kind of different tactics, like I said, and so they disagree about that a lot. Now one day, Val and Veronica, their disagreement turns into more of a fight. It doesn't turn into an all-out war like the other sisters, but this one turns into a bit of a fight, and this causes Veronica to go off and find phoenix eggs for herself, or go on her own quest. And on this quest, she discovers a hidden secret camp of phoenix riders. However, this camp only accepts boys. Now, this is nothing against girls. They don't discriminate against girls. They don't hate girls, nothing like that. It's simply because when they first founded this camp, most of the people around were boys, and now to add a girl into the mix just makes the sleeping arrangements and the living arrangements uncomfortable. So it's nothing against girls as being a female, it's just how it ended up working out. So Veronica noticing this, then disguises herself as a boy named Nick, and she takes on a position in the camp, and it's just so, so good. Veronica is my absolute favorite character in this entire book. I really, really relate to sensitive, gentle, compassionate, strong female leads. I don't know how to describe this because I feel like a lot of times girls get called bossy for being in charge, and that's not what I'm trying to say here. I'm trying to say that you can be in charge and you can be compassionate, but you can be strong through either path, and I like that this shows the gentle path as well. But as I said, Veronica is just the sweetest human being, but she still gets stuff done. She's still a strong, strong female lead, and I just love her so much. Now, as I said, this book does contain the perspective of 3 different characters. So moving on from Veronica, we will move to Tristan. Tristan is the son of the head of the Phoenix Rider Academy or camp, whatever you want to call it. And his father kind of is very stoic and abrasive, and Tristan just never feels like he can live up to the standards that his dad puts on him. And I relate to Tristan a lot. Veronica's my favorite, but I feel like I relate to Tristan the most. His character development is definitely the best, I personally believe, throughout the book. He goes from this very guarded, very standoffish character to someone who you would want to be around. So I really love his character and his development throughout the book. And then lastly, we have the point of view of Sev. Now, as I mentioned, this kingdom has a very manifested and deep-rooted fear of animages, so the Empire has learned that Phoenix Riders have come back somehow, and they are on the hunt for the Phoenix Riders. So Sev somehow got roped into being in this Empire army, even though he is an animage himself. So he is an animage in hiding in the absolute worst place to be an animage in hiding. His story, while I felt like it was really, really interesting and I loved the representation of a male-male romance with his character, I also felt like sometimes his character was a bit unnecessary, but it was really cool to see the other perspective. Now, as for whether it was like the true other perspective or not, I don't know, but it was cool to get the Empire side of things. So overall, this book is very, very, very good about detail and world building. A lot of people have claimed that it's very info dumpy, but me personally, I did not find that true at all. However, I am also one of those people that enjoyed Three Dark Crowns, and everyone thought that was info dumpy. So if info dumps and like history lessons throughout the story aren't your thing, maybe this might not be for you. But personally, I felt like the history was really well integrated into the story and was really relevant to what was happening during the time. There was a few times, like in the beginning of each chapter, it kind of delves into the history of the Phoenix Riders, but I personally thought it was kind of cool. So that's my personal opinion. I recommend you read it yourself and find out for yourself. And I gave this one absolutely 5 out of 5 stars, and I would recommend it to anyone who loves phoenixes and animal companions, anyone who loves a strong female lead, and anyone who's just looking for a good fantasy to pick up. I definitely recommend this to you. So yeah, that is the Crown of Feathers review. Please let me know your thoughts down below if you have read it, and if you haven't read it, let me know if you are now interested after hearing this review. So now I'm going to update you on kind of where I'm at in my reading. I did finish Too Much Is Not Enough by Andrew Rannells. Again, that was the story of a Broadway actor from his very first audition when he was very young to his Broadway debut. I really enjoyed a lot of aspects of that story. However, his personal love details I didn't really need to know. But for some people, that helps people get in tune with the person and feel closer to that person as a human being. Me personally, I feel like it's just knowing too much about their lives, but some people like that, so I guess it works. I ended up giving this one about 4 stars just because the parts that I enjoyed, I really, really enjoyed and really related to, so I'm gonna give that one 4 stars. I also finished The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. This tells the story of Belly, who goes to Cousins Beach every year with her mom, her mom's friend, and her mom's friend's 2 sons. And every year she spends trying to gain the attention of one of the brothers, and it's essentially that all over again. She's just trying to gain the attention of one of the brothers. I don't really know how to describe this story. I thought I enjoyed it. Like, I enjoyed parts of it. It was really hard to follow, and I gave it 3 stars originally, but I think I'm gonna knock it down to 2 stars. But the cover is so pretty. Like, I just want it for the cover. Next, I read a little bit more of It's Not Summer Without You, which is the sequel to The Summer I Turned Pretty. I'm enjoying this one a lot more than the first book, so that's exciting. I'm now on page 151, and that's about halfway through, so I definitely think I'll be able to finish this within the next couple of days. And then lastly, I did read to page 300 of Descendant of the Crane. It's pretty good. I'm finding it a little bit hard to connect with the characters, but it's pretty enjoyable, better than The Summer I Turned Pretty, so that's nice. And I have 2 days left to finish the next 296 pages, so wish me luck. I have tomorrow off and the next day off and pretty much every day until January 6th off, so I think I can do it, but it's just a matter of actually doing it. And before I go, I did want to open day 18 of my Harry Potter advent calendar. So here we go, day 18. And we got Cedric! I honestly thought Cedric was going to be the number 24, so I have no idea who's going to be in number 24 now. But here's little Cedric in his dress robes, looking very, very snazzy. That's the word I use every time, but he looks really good and he's one of my favorite characters, so I'm happy to have him. But speaking of having the next couple days and next 3 weeks off, really, I am planning to do a 24-hour readathon for tomorrow's video, so I'm gonna end this vlog here and then start the 24-hour readathon now and go till tomorrow. That way I can get it uploaded tomorrow. So I will check in with you guys in 5 minutes technically, but tomorrow in reality. So thank you so much for watching, and I will check in with you tomorrow. Bye, friends!